Well, a developing story happening now. We've just got word that the government has revamped the censor board and formed a committee to revamp the film censor board and appointed noted film director Shyam Benegal as the head of the panel, and we have him on the phone line with us. Thank you very much for speaking to NDTV soon after your appointment, sir. Can you tell us what will you be looking at? What is your brief for this panel?
Well, we don't have an agenda. A couple of days ago, the minister concerned asked me if I would join a committee that would look into the problems and affairs of the Central Board of Film Certification. And I said yes. And after that, I have not been in Bombay. I should imagine that there is some kind of communication on paper sent to me at my office. And I will only be attending office on Monday now because I'm traveling. So it's difficult to give you a pinpoint answer about anything at all because I don't even know exactly who the other members of the committee are, what exactly has happened, what the agenda is, etc., etc. Okay?
So the statement has already come, which gives the other members of the committee, and if I could, because you said you didn't know, if I could just tell our viewers and you as well, the other members of the committee on the panel with you are Rakeysh Omprakash Mehra, filmmaker, Piyush Pandey, the ad man, Bhavna Somaya, film critic, and Nihalani, and the joint secretary of the films will be member convener as well, and you have to give your report within 2 months. So would you say that...
That's but the committee sounds very good actually. The names that you have mentioned are first rate. I haven't been able to, you see, I'm not anywhere, I can't access a newspaper even where I am at the moment. So that's why I said I should know about all of this as soon as I return to Bombay.
Okay. So one thing I wanted to just ask you, sir, I appreciate that you're just getting the news. It is very early. I just wanted to ask you, sir, the Central Board of Film Certification, or the Censor Board as we call it colloquially, it's headed by Pahlaj, Nihalani. Do you think that in appointing you, the government recognizes that they have a problem?
Well, I'll tell you what. One of the things is any kind of censoring or certification process is something that you cannot have it as though it's some kind of 10 commandments that will go on forever. From time to time, you have to look at these problems because the society is dynamic. You know, it's not something that is static. And you can't always think that the rules that you may have framed 10 years ago are going to be suitable today. These things keep changing, so naturally these things have to be re-looked at from time to time, and this is a process of re-looking at it from today's point of view.
And sir, just wanted to ask you, sir, when you were made part of this panel, to head this panel, what is the vision that you see for the censor board? Because many people have argued that they should only be giving a certificate of which age it's appropriate, and instead of chopping scenes, which is something that the creative body like yourself, the creative part.
You see, my views on the censor board or the board of film certification are extremely well known. My position on that has been clear for the last couple of decades. So, you know, it's not something that is new because I personally am not in favor of cutting up films, you know, using a pair of scissors. You know, it's a question of, you know, whether, I think it's a question of looking at suitability of a film for different kinds of audiences. So that is basically what it is. But this is more easily said than done. So now it's a question of looking at it, and I also want to find out exactly what the agenda has been set. Because, you know, as far as I'm concerned, we have only the principle is this, you know, valid under the principles of the Constitution of our country. Simple. It's as simple as that.
Yes, sir. And
yeah, basically that's what it is. And then I just, I mean, this is, as you know, I mean, I have that time to think about it because I'm traveling. I'm not even in one place. So once I get back to Bombay on Monday, I will know, I'll collect my thoughts, I will look at it, I will see exactly what it is. Now that you told me who the committee members are, I think it's a good committee.
So we can also, so I also have the press release which gives out the agenda somewhat. If I can just kind of read that out for the benefit of our viewers as well. The note says that the committee is expected to take note of the best practice in various parts of the world, especially where the film industry is given sufficient and adequate space for creative and aesthetic expression. The committee would recommend broad guidelines, procedures under the provisions of the Cinematograph Act, rules for the benefit of the chairperson and other members of the screening committee, and the staffing pattern of CBFC would also be looked into in an effort to recommend a framework which would provide efficient, transparent, user-friendly services. So are you excited about this assignment, sir?
Yeah, that sounds fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong in any of what you have just read out. You know, and also the key word is transparency.
Okay, Shyam Benegal, thanks very much for speaking to NDTV.